Traveling through phone reception is pretty incredible, going back and forth to computer or anything, connections or anything, digital pad. It structures its position location to its connections. It's amazing, especially when you come into the oldies, the goodies, the connections, all levels. When you come into movies, I think it's fantastic when you come into that connections. So today we got a busy day. Make sure you have your water. Make sure you have your notes. Make sure you have your pens and pencils. I'll give you guys 10 minutes and we'll get started. Got a lot going on today. So we have the back force line connection, change rotation interference. Now the clocking line positions the Mother Earth is in a 24th clocking center, but we have to pop the signal locations into the crown's chakra. Now that's going to change all positions. 24 times 1, 24,000 positions of pixels. Picked activation locations to high line center positions, all levels of hologram structural locations into a new division of time to sequence line position humanity. Okay, the clocking line center is going to be in a 24 clocking system. Ooh-ah, that's going to be fantastic. So time frequencies, time codes is going to high position locations. High challenge rotation center to its connections, right? So we have to fill in each box center to the sun graph line center of 3,000 syllables in connections of 3,000 colorations of purple. The sun has to reach position locations of its 24 clocking system humanity. Okay, it's very important to understand that. Each clocking system has to be in a coloration of time. It changes its line connections like chimes to a window. The connections of everything, all levels of tones, string theory, that position locations, how to use audio line center position locations. Code signal is a rotation center position to its clocking system. So it's fantastic when you come to that calculation. For all the new viewers, just focus on yourself. Don't focus on the team. They're focusing on what they need to do. You focus on your perception, you'll be fine. Stay in your sovereignty, stay in your freedom. Questions are answered after in connections, all right? I do have private sector after, but after that, I'll go back on live on TikTok, 4:30, and position another class, okay? All right, so we're going to jump back to vortex line, communication and structure. In position. So it's all about understanding that it's light streaming all levels. We set up all levels of 12 DNA. The 12 DNA stays in its strand lines position locations, right? But it's on a 24 clocking system, which is fantastic because you earn 12. That stays in position, but each chakra system as it is at a 24 acceleration of time. It's positioned to your calculations. It sequences the interference position line center. So which will send off position locations coming into this the calculations. Water stream interference of clocking line center position locations. Digital code line center position all levels of triangle line interference. Okay, in position of pyramid equals pyramid. Okay, you got 3 box line centers rotation position locations. Okay, coming into new sun position line center. Calculation all levels of digital green line center to plasma interference of water interference to locations to connections. So basically, we set up position line connections coming into this calculation line connections, how the computer goes in position of magnetic highway information system of a channel. That channel rotations interference to its program setting, telling you exactly what you're doing through sequence. Now, I'm just backphrasing all communication cycles, how it comes in calculation modification to connections, right? Once we get in triangle line center, we'll go into a new galaxy interface. It's really powerful. All right, so I'll set up the sequence code line position. Make sure you have your water. Okay. Let's see, we're going to different color in line center. We're going to go into yellow screen in position location. Right, it's very powerful to see this locations. We're going to go into black circle location so you can see the channel interference and rotation center position to its connections. All right. So stream in position locations, center off its high line center to connections, all levels of track location connections in position. Right. So we're going to open up dimensional line lock interference into program setting. It's going to hit the sun and the moon in rotation to position. All right. Now we're going to channel off in the 12 line sequence into a new clocking center of 24 locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's going to open up a whole new gateway. See that? Position line connections. That gateway is going to come into a new coloration channel in position locations. All right. So we come into all levels of a new baby. We come into all levels of a new child, a new teenager, and a new adult in position to location. All right. So the track line centers is set up in rotation interference. The magnetic channels and rotation interference line channel is going to open up all track location of its magnetic highway information system. It's calculated and modified to all position locations. All right. It's going to signal down in position line connections, showing exactly what's going on through graph line center. You got your structures and position locations and what you're doing through high line center. Illuminate the graph line center position locations to its connections. All right. Waving system location to its connections. Now I'm going to stay in the yellow graph line center position to its connections. Open up all levels of rotation center. Okay, in position locations. All right. Now the atom line center is in position locations of yellow graph line center rotation interference of the sun location. All right. Now we're going to open up everything through the connections of its pearl in the center position line connections. All right. Its high positional levels of digital code framing. We got the energy field position locations into high system location. Right? Realm and position line connection to its connection. Right? It's amazing how you come into position to its locations. All right. It's amazing how we see these things, the calculations. Right? So all positions go and calculations, all levels, everything of the GFLs, program setting position locations, code signal locations, the rebellion, center position line center to all levels. Okay. Now I'm going to take the atom line center of position locations. It's going to illuminate the graph line center structure. Compilation 1 center position location of T reception 2 calculations. Right? It's going to open all graph line center position to travelers of time. Box center to a qubit line center to circle rotation to position line conditions. It's going to open all channel rotation interference and program setting in its position to its allocate time center. All right, I love this through connections where we travel through direction of time. So we go through dimension, go through circles, to go through all levels of rotation in position 2 calculations, right? So box sequences into a new TV reception line. Strip its position line center is going into alpha wave communication heart line center. That's where humanity is coming into, the 24 clocking system of alpha wave connection. It's all positioned to a new heart line center position locations, right? This is where we set up the web graphing systems of its web browser in position locations. So it's electrical light, TV reception line, interference channel, rotation center off system locations, all right? So we're going to set an XC1000 line center position locations. Illuminate the graph interference to position locations. There's the UFO, right? It's going to strip the line center position location to its connections, all right? High position, a whole new ground line center and rotation interference. Program setting position locations in position, right? Center off its high system locations. It's going to travel through outline center positions in position location to the connections to the gateway interface. It's going to travel zigzag cross in position to connections. From there to there to there to there in position to connection. Right? So now we're going to go into another high positional case in white graph line center. All right, so everything's set up position. Now we set up the web browser. We set up position line connections. You're going to travel through all position locations. Set up code signals with GFLs and rebellion. Set their cohort position line centers. Get them in the graph line center, all positions to all level systems of the gateway interference of Orion's belt. Change the frame line center to all calculations. All right, I'm setting graph line centers and structure position line connections. So it's amazing how you do these things through all position locations, guys. It's incredible force. All right, so we go through one graph. We go through another graph position. We go through another graph position. We start off through equation, interference line center. Okay, this is the total defense. In position locations, you're going to start here. Okay, you're going to cross signal over here. So you're going to open up realms of realms of realms of realms and realms in position to portal location. High line channel rotation interference. All right. Calculation all levels, setting up a new web browser to position. You start here in the center line conditions. 40 minutes. Have fun. Hoo-ah. Center off its position locations, coming into a whole new dimensional time center. Okay. So it's going to send off sonar position locations and connections. Right. It's amazing how it comes in position to its connections. All right. Have fun. Make sure you have your water. So we got to change the light signals, interference channeling, set up a new web browser, interconnected intergalactic surface in position 2 calculations. And then we're going to center offline center. I've given you guys 40 minutes. After that's done, position, completing cycle and activation in this program setting is in position 2 its connections. And then we will go to Jupiter to set up a new surfacing engine. And then we'll go to Saturn to set up a new modem position to its web browser. Hoo-ah. So it's crazy how you do things at all levels of sonar. All right. Set up a new gateway interface to Orion's belt. All right, see where we are here. Yeah, go slow, Tracy. That's what you're here for. Just get in your program setting just to remember who you are through your conditions, all right? It's better to understand that. It's too confusing if you try to understand what I'm saying. Finalize in 23, set in sets. Okay, I will get there. Nope, you're not giving up. That's good. Never give up, never surrender. Galaxy Quest, Tim Allen. Never give up, never surrender. So, John fixed me in the past 2 days. Yeah. Emotionally, yeah. That's fine. You're going to get back in frequency, Chris. Sending my white diamond light had us to open all realms needed for the travel. Very good. Movie over Google. Realms open. Yeah. Here, light centers, energy of travel through belt. Yeah. Rooted, grounded, aligned, centered, balanced, flex across the sun and moon, alignment to Orion's belt. 24 sequence line centers, 24,000 line position locations, pixel activation to hologram structure, guys. Right? This activates the crystalline center. So, Jill, you set up the crystal location to its conditions. A 24 sequence in its hologram of this program system. Balancing harmonics of the teams, heart-line frequency for belt travel. In position, John, you go into rhythm patterns, heart sequencing to conditions, right? So, folding space, very good. Everyone's clocking is just that. It just zips through the team. Okay, set it up new grounds, clocking. Good. Excellent. Good. 24,000 to activate. Yeah. Plasma web, crystal grids, and clocking of 24. Very good. Holding shield to deflect sonar to full heart position. Excellent. Great. Knowing what you're doing is great. Knowing why you're doing it is even better. Knowing how you're doing it is even more better. But it's amazing what you're doing through travel. So single line interference and position line conditions, you guys are here. You're coming in position location, right? Once we get to here, right, we go up to all positions of a gateway, right? A gateway interface, Orion's belt location to conditions. And then we set up web browser locations, then we travel to all levels of Jupiter, set up a new surfacing engine, and we travel to Saturn, setting up its new position location of its motherboard to its flash drive. All right. So fish are zooming both colors of red and blue. Lots of, yeah. Yeah, once we set up the new gateway interface, all position locations, the clocking system is 24 the ground center, but it's going to pop signals all the way up to the crown chakra, right? So it's going to go all the way up, right? And it's going to open up a whole new gateway interface, and it's going to go right to all levels of Jupiter, set that up, position locations, and travel all levels of position locations of Saturn. Set that position location, set up a new all level rotation to a web browser communications of a new flash drive, interface position location to calculations. So everything will be in sequence of a clocking system. Sequence is almost done. 1224, 4872, rebooting. Very good. In position line center is calculated to 144, Amber. Clock the system to 144. Change the triangle line center. Scope the heart line rotation. Interference program setting, Amber. In communications, reflect high position location. Your timelines change alignment to position of galaxy interface in position Orion's belt. And current locations of 24 clocking system. Okay. Vertical now is main capital. Yeah, I know there's a lot going on. It's a great job holding everyone. Use sonar. Okay, almost open. All grounds updated. Baby child, adult. Yeah, coming into all clocking centers. A baby child, teenage adult. Yeah, very good, Amber. Circling back to work with the team. Very good. Helping open the gate, Amber. If you start going on belt, listen to tone. Team sending beams, communications. Great. Breathing, popping, sequence coming in. Okay. All right, so you guys are almost done. In position to location. They're right here now. Almost done, guys. We're almost through. All right, we're almost through. New codes, yeah, for download, yeah. Yeah. Well, the DNA track is already set position locations. We just have to change the streamlines. Everything light signal is coming into the 24,000 rounds of pixel activation to a hologram structure, guys. So the sequencing is going to change the gate interface, which is going to change all levels into a web browser. So we're setting up a new plateau of a new window to space-time. All right, pulsating timelines, bounce 144. Very good, Ember. See the atom rotating, looks almost in full rotation. Reboot confirmed. Okay, so you guys are through. All right, so try with high center. We're going to go through the gateway. All right, so you guys have gone through. All right, so I'm going to signal code system locations. You're going to go blue plasma line center into another realm of position. All right, so you're going through like it's like going through donut circles. All right, so the donut circles is springing off line center. Okay, swinging you off to high system line conditions, centering position. Back to rotation center. In position locations, right? We're now in the gateway interface. Now the gateway interface looks like this. I'm going to just show you here. You guys are in the center line center. It's really interesting. It's in this position location. Starts out with that center. All right, so we graph line center, structure locations, you come to all levels. To position locations, right? We start with that, right? Now, in calculations, we have to center off high system location to its conditions, right? Channel rotation interference to a new timeline center. Two position locations, right? Times square, times pi, all right? So that's the Trinity stand when you come to calculation to its connections. New Orion's belt of past, present, and future locations, all levels of baby, child, teenager, adult. It's in calculation modification to its condition, right? Illuminates the graph line center rotation interference, setting up a whole new level of a fluctuation of a web browser to position location. All right. Now, it set up its position locations of a new clocking center of 24. 24 is in position now. Great. Excellent. Now we're going to go back phrase high center positions 13. Okay, we're going to 14. We're going to 15. We're going to 16. We're going to 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. All right, so on to that 23. In position to location. All right, we got a clocking center of 24. All right, it's set in sequence to its position to its connections, guys. All right, so we're going to open up all channel rotations of all position locations of the sun. All right, 3,000 light channels around interference. Program setting position to its locations. All right, we got to go into high line center. So we got to go through one realm. We got to go through another realm. We got to go through another realm. We just keep going through light streams, setting up new code line center rotation interference. Program setting position to its location. All right. Now the graph line center is in location. Now the moon comes in position line center. Okay, so this is the moon. Moon's right here. All right, this is the moon. Setting up a new program setting to a web browser. Communication sun graph line center. 3,000 line centers. All position will go to lights. Communication. 3,000 colorations of purple in position 2 connections. All right, because it's going to line stream in position to the center operation to position locations. All right, it's going to center off and it's going to line stream in position all directional locations of the sun. All right, this is how we set up a new web browser to all levels of a surfacing engine to all level conditions of Jupiter in high system. Now, high line center rotation interference comes into all level conditions. Okay, so here's Jupiter in position locations, right? You got Jupiter here in high position, right? There's Jupiter, right? Jupiter is going to center core its line system location, center off its dimensional line, lock its interference to its channel, and line stream its position to its new surfacing engine to its clocking system of 24. Now that's in position. I'm going to travel the direction of time. All levels of track rotations into high positions of Saturn. Saturn comes in position like conditions. Illuminate graph line center rotation interference. Program setting position to its connections. Right? This is Saturn in position to connections. There's Saturn, right? Now Saturn comes into center position location, right? Sets up another dimensional lock interference. We come into all levels. We have a web browser. Now we come into all levels of its flash drive. Flash drive is coming into rotation center in position to its location. Dimensional line center and connections to interference. Program setting, stripping line center interference position, a new computer line position to a new computer operation to its streaming system of lights. Pixel activation to a structure line center of 24,000 round positions. It's opened up through sequence of a new gateway interference of Orion's belt. 50 minutes. Have fun. So, it's amazing what you're doing. Yeah, I feel it too because SUN equals SON. So I'm feeling that everything's the connection. So it's popping every one all the way up. So it's all about understanding how to reset everything back to a new position. And I mean back the way it's supposed to be from the very beginning. Because this has already been done. Humanity's already been through the 12, the 24, 48, and 72, and the 144. What do you think the 144,000 crystal is? Getting into the position back in its center line center to the atom locations of the 24 sequence. It's position of you through calculations. It's starting off to that line center, not the 12 sequence, the 24 sequence getting into the 48 to the 72 to the 144. It's exciting once you get in that position. So Medeg highway aligned and activated. Very good. Jill, excellent. Let's see where you guys are. Back phrasing to communications, where you are through balance. Okay. So it's not a lot of traveling. It's just very quick, very fast. It's more computing. It's more realizing. It's more resetting. So now all the chakras are set at 24. Clocking center position, coloration of time through all levels of shapes. Geometric line center position location is in its calculations of space-time now. So all right, so we are pushing the rotation through, breathing, expanding, holding, incredible light and energy. Yep, Mike here, codes, new frequency, seeing new TV lines, beaming out. Seems like this is complete. Yeah, and connections. Excellent, great. All data, space, time. Very good, Heather. New land is being made at the, yep, exactly. Coming in that conditions. Sending white light again to cut through the blue. Plasma to get through. Very good. Columnist riders with new DNA sequence ready. Yep. Get the code signal set up. So all positional locations get in the current line center in rotation. Right. So the plasma line center is 6 and position location is 9. That's a new seed pod line position locations. I have to come back into one position, the grain of the sand, where it all started in position location of its conditions, right? So that will center off line center position, put humanity into its Adam and Eve sequence, back where it's supposed to be. So, all right, connecting to Jupiter team, very good. Confirmation in there. Check back door. Yeah, make sure you don't have any leaks or anything through that connections there. Balancing air, Bender's light with sound ready for us. Okay, that conditions, right. Perfect, Johnny. Okay, confirmed. Yeah, excellent. Guys doing a great job. Closing portal, excellent. Gorgeous team. Uploading codes, Striders, they are now taking it forward. 24 clocking with new DNA sequence. Very good, Airbender. Yeah, excellent. Excellent, Heather, Amber. Guys doing amazing, John. Fleet Commander, yeah, let's see. Grid is set up, all grounds, blue, brown. Excellent, guys. I'm feeling the energy tracks. There's some location to the sun now. Excellent, thank you. New data products and light center. So you're basically upgrading me. Because I'm the sun rotation center position locations. All levels of rotation position to the grain of sand, where I'm supposed to be, where it all started. So congratulations on that. Uploading codes to the team. Yeah, we can deploy whenever. Yep, exactly. Whole closure to portal on 6 codes uploaded for reboots for perfect. So you can see balance striders fishing, yeah, holding. Saturn is position of steering Jupiter, which is going to circle flow. Okay, excellent. Data, communications, assistance. Let me know when I'm ready to release. Okay, all positions go. Initiate. Frequency, deploy. Okay, great. Code's going. Starter's complete. Oh, I see everything you guys are doing. It's fantastic. It's great. Excelente. Orion's belt. Collapses team. Overwatch engaged. Yes, into new position locations. That's exactly where it is. Wow. Well, you see it. Great. Excellent. Balance in the atom. Very good. Nice coming conditions. And we are connections almost done. Okay, now I'm into the grain of sand. Lock it in positions, all levels of Jupiter. New servicing engine to all position of web browser. New position location of 24 clocking system, a 12 DNA strand, and a 24,000 pixel activation line center and hologram structural locations. Excellent, guys. Did a great job. So we popped all the signals and position locations of a new crown. Excellent. Yeah, because I feel it. I feel it. And what you guys are doing is incredible because it's all connected to me, right? The operations of all position locations of space-time, right? So it's amazing what you guys just finished doing. All right. I see the code's upgrading. So cool. Yeah. You guys have more grounds now because you're on a 24 clock helium chakras. Tomorrow we have to set up new shapes to the chakra system because we have to replace the old with the new shape position locations of GOD, geometric operation and direction. This is where Jill comes into formation, fleet and command system. She has to change all geometry line centers of travel, direction of time to all point system locations of 369. Right? Everybody has a job to do. So it's amazing how we come into calculations all levels of crystal grid suits conditions, really major health. Expansion, beautiful harmonics. Yeah. Well, you guys are all feeling it now. So balancing Jupiters. Yeah. I've got a new web browser, gateway interface, get through new Orion's belt, channels in, rotations in, calculations in, dimensions in. The 5D track center to 0.1111.01 telepathy channel. Communication cycle, rotation interference, and program setting. Amazing job, guys. Amazing job. Yeah. Yeah, the highway, the magnetic highway channel interference position location now understands all levels of humanity of its 24 clocking system. Congratulations. Right? So it's amazing what we just finished doing. All through structure. Right? Just back phrase of communications and what's going on through calculations, right? It's all about down through travels. Travel position to its conditions. Hoo-ah. So it's incredible we just finished doing, eh? All confirmed. Yeah. Yeah. It's all done. It's all done. Yeah, I feel more fantastic now. More grounded, that's for sure. And you notice too that when you guys are doing this and you're setting up all the position locations of sonar times the space and putting it all together, it was popping my chakras, all position locations. And you guys feel that too, where you get the ground line center. But it's all position locations because they're all connected to everything through a planetary system. Setting up a new surfacing engine, a new web browser, and then Windows to space-time connection. Way to go, guys. Zip, zap, zoom. Yeah, close the portals. Make sure you do that. Don't leave anything open. Okay. Very fast. You guys are getting fast, and we did that in almost 30 minutes. Excellent. Yeah. Looking grain of sand, sir. Thank you. Well, I feel it, and that's what it is. That's where I have to be. I have to be that grain of sand. So in position tomorrow, all calculation comes to all levels of Commander Jill, where she is the geometry of travel. She's got to change the shape positions to each chakra system. You guys have to change the circles, rotation center to its conditions. It's in its clocking system of 24, but we have to then come into a coloration channel into PIX activation line center position to the new sun and in position locations of its modem, of its moon, right? So that will be done tomorrow, right? So class is finished. You guys did an incredible job. You know, pat yourself on the back, thumbs up. I will see you guys on the private sector. Adios.